Hey guys, I finally got this internet fixed where I can do videos again. Um, I have a video up on the websites that show the old shop, so I thought I would just begin this one by showing you the new shop and give you a little information along with it as we go through it. I'll start off by showing you. I'll walk outside here and I'll show you a picture. I've got a small shop now. I don't have a big old shop. Newt and I have different shops. He's still in Texas, and I'm over here in Louisiana now. So I'll walk out here to my backyard and show you what my shop looks like from the outside. Okay, there it is. It's just a little building with dogwood trees growing beside it and woods all around it out here, and it's a beautiful location. I love to just sit here and watch the squirrels and the deer and all that play outside. So that's the shop from outside. Now I'll walk in here and try to show you a little bit of how it does. You walk into the shop, and this kind of gives you a little panorama view of what it looks in here. Everything has to have its place in the shop, because in a small shop like this, if you don't arrange it right, oh, it's tough. It still gets a little tight at times, but that's just the problem with a small shop. Of course, this is the blast cabinet right here that you're looking at. It's where I blast the heat after heat treating. I'll blast the blades and get stuff off of them, or do a subdued finish on them. I got an Ingersoll Rand air compressor right there that works really well for that. Right here is a wet tile saw that I use to cut G10 and micarta that I'm using for handle materials and so forth. Of course, there's a little bandsaw that I use to cut everything out with right there. Over here is where I heat treat everything. Right here is a kind of a homemade forge that I made out of an old kiln. The top and bottom of an old kiln. It's got fire deals, and I just stick my knives in these slots here, and got this set up blowing in there like that, where it'll fire up that deal, and then stick my knife right in here and heat it up, and when I'm doing them small knives like that, to get them to critical temperature. And right over here is the heat treat oven, where I do some knives to critical in here, the bigger knives, and also do tempering processes to get it just right on the tempering cycle. Of course, down here is a toaster oven down there that I use sometimes. Over here is the buffer, and then just stuff stored underneath there. Down here you'll see oil where I quench the blades at times, using different methods there for doing that. Over here you've got the welder and a cutting torch and that kind of stuff for the heat treating process. Over here, of course, is the centerpiece of the shop, which is the grinder. Use the grinder for a lot of things. It's really the center of the shop, because you have to do your grinding of your metal as well as the grinding for handles, everything. So that's that's the centerpiece of it. This is just a little cutting table that I use for cutting out leather and other little things that I'm doing. Like right now I'm scribing out some knives that I'll be doing this month in May. So I'm scribing them out, and I'll cut them out on the bandsaw in a little while. Another little camera there that I use sometimes for doing videos. Trying to learn how to do these videos for you guys so that I can give you these things and let you see what we are. Of course, right here is a milling machine that I do guard stops and everything. It's just a small mill. It's not a big one or anything. I just do the small stuff with it. I don't use it for cutting out any, profiling any blades or anything. It's mainly for the small things that I do. Over here, of course, I got drill bits and a larger drill press and some blade blanks laying there that are in process. And right here you have handle materials, have stock up here for making guards and so forth. You can see that up there, and then wood handle materials here, and then down here you have all different kind of stuff, some organic stuff, camel bone, stag, and giraffe bone. And down here you have micarta and G10 and that kind of stuff. Down here you have spacer materials and so forth. Over here I've got some, this is where the leather washers are at that I use, and on some of those knives. Over here is a workbench where I do a lot of work here on handles and so forth, and you can see tools and all. A small drill press for knocking holes for handles and all. Over here is where I do the gluing up handles, where you use this 2-ton epoxy on your knife handles to hold them together and so forth. Right here is the etching machine, and where you put the logo on the blade and all, using this etching machine. And you use this electrolysis stuff that you put in here, and then wet this and then put it on the blade with a stencil on that blade. I'm not sure if y'all are getting all this or not, but anyhow, I got screws and everything over here, screws, handle screws, and pins and so forth. And I forgot to show you up here on the top, I put my pin stock up here, round pin stock, where you use that in handles mostly, and lanyard holes and stuff like that. Okay, I'll go over here. This is my leather shop over here, and of course you've got all kinds of stuff that you use in leather here. And as I walk through here, you can see the desk where I do putting the sheath together for the knives. You can see the tools that you use in that process right there. Right here is the machine, the stitching machine that I use. And here you have things that you use to hold the snaps on, the snaps and the screws that hold some of them on, and all different things that you do with that on leather. And this here's the filing cabinet where I keep some of the sheaths, stuff, where I patterns and so forth for knives, as well as for sheaths that I use in putting the knives together. You can see over here, up here, you can see a lot of the patterns, not all of them, but some of the patterns that I've done in the past and still have them around up there. It's quite a bit of them there. Of course, you can see belts hanging on the walls here, that all different grits and different kinds to do different things with as you work with the belts, to profile blades and to put satin finishes on, and then to profile handles, different belts for different things. And that's about it, guys. That's I hope this video gives you a little bit of understanding about my little knife shop out here in the woods, just where I make these creations for you to use in your adventures of hunting and fishing and and whatever, military use, whatever you need a good handmade knife for, this is where it takes place. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.